Can someone give me the lyrics? Does everyone have?
So you'll follow up that in the okay.
Does everyone have? What? Does everyone have? Well, I hope that's what you got.
Okay, Al. Okay, we'll do it later. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I understand.
This is a traditional.
10 o'clock. Bye.
Oh, what's there but there was the still us. When Esther speaking to the king of aha, says, oh no, well, is one time faces to show and don't forget we open for the show peace. Oh, 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 thank you. Feel free to exit if this is difficult for you to sit through. Feel free to exit. There are drinks, there's food. It's okay. I hope that you will come to love it as much as I do. I think this is like my fun part. I love reading text. I love hearing Megillah. We're going to read it in a combination of Hebrew and English, as is allowed by Jewish custom. Do people have their Megillah? Do they have their Book of Esther's? Yeah. Yes? Does anyone not have one? Not have one that we need to get? Okay. 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 Okay, so we start. I'm going to call up our first two readers are Helene Lesson and Amanda. So Helene's, before we start that, while they're coming up, we stand and we recite three blessings. These blessings are special to the Megillah. We say them.
I'm trying to listen to this.
The requirement is our requirement by Jewish law to hear the Megillah.
Oh, she got
it. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher tirishanu b'mitzvotav v'tivarech al mikrat Megillah. And the second one is the same one we say on Hanukkah. It's שעשה ניסים לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. So we say that together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שעשה ניסים לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. And the third one is a blessing that we got to reach this day, this season, to be celebrating together and to have so much joy and fun together. Baruch atah Adonai. Shanafiyan Bekiman Bekiyan Lasman And now Colleen is going to chant us with, they're going to do the first 3 lines in traditional chanting. Woo! Good job. And then Amanda will continue the rest of the chapter in English. Now, please be seated. Sorry. Now, we've got a tradition. You guys know the tradition. What do we do at Haven? Now, we're going to have a different special tradition for this year's only. Did anyone get bubbles from the front? No. Yes? All right. Someone give me bubbles. I would like that. We're going to blow bubbles whenever we hear Esther's name. So we have some extra bubbles from a wedding, which is really fun. And a couple very generously donated them to us. So we get to blow bubbles on Esther's name. All right. Who's ready for some Megillah? Okay. 89 verse 5. Verse 4. Verse 4. 89 verse 4. Okay. For fewer than 180 days, he displayed the vast riches of his kingdom and the splendid glory of his majesty. At the end of this period, the king gave the land to banquet, the 7 days in the court of the king's palace garden, for all the people who live in the fortress of Shushan, high and low alike. And there were hanging of white cotton and blue wool, caught up by the cords of fine linen and purple wool, 2 silver rods and alabaster columns, and there were crotchets of gold and silvers of the payment of marble alabaster, mother and mosaic. Gold wine was served in abundance at the board of the king. Gold were speakers of varied designs. And the rule of the drinking was no restriction, for the king had given orders to every palace steward to comply with each man's wishes. In addition, Queen Vashti gave a banquet for women in the royal palace of King Ahasuerus. And on the 7th day, when the king was married with wine, he ordered Haman, his Jeremiah, Harboah, Mictah, Abardeha, Betar, and Arpas, and the 7 eunuchs in the attendance of the king Ahasuerus, to Queen Vashti, before the king wearing the royal diadem, displayed her beauty to the people and to the persons. And for she was a beautiful woman, but Queen Vashti refused to come at the king's command, forbade by the Lords. The king was greatly incensed, and his fury burned him within him. Then the king consulted the sages and learned in the procedure, for it was a royal practice in turn to all who were versed in the laws and precedents. His closet advisors were Parashena, She'atar, Admatha, Tarnish, Meres, Narasena, and Memucan, the 7 ministers of Persia and Media, who had access to the royal presence and occupied the first place in the kingdom. What, he asks, shall be done according to the law to clean documents for failing to obey the commands of the king Ahasuerus conveyed in the lyrics? Thereupon Memucan declared in the presence of the king and the minister, Queen Vashti has committed an offense not only against your majesty, but also against all the officials and against all the people in the province of King Ahasuerus. For the king's behavior will make all the wives despise their husbands as they look like the king has anointed himself ordered Queen Vashti to be
Yes, yeah, what?
but she will not come. It was very day the leaders of Persia and Media who had heard of the behavior will cite to all your majesty's actions, and there will be no end of scorn and provocation. If it is please your majesty, let the royal edicts be issued by you, and let it be written into the laws of Persia and Media, so that it cannot be abrogated that Vashti shall never enter the presence of King Ahasuerus. And let your majesty be
You're not going to court. You just want him to finish.
who is more worthy than she. Then with the judgment executed by your majesty, surround.
Okay, so we'll have to fix it. He'll return. We'll get it done.
Wives will treat their husbands with respect.
We'll talk about it later.
The proposal was approved by the king and the minister, and the king did as
Can't
the
do anything.
proposed. Dispatched
So, hold on.
the province of the king to every province in its own state, to every nation its own language, and every man shall wield authority in his home and speak the language of his own people. Next,
No, I haven't.
In Hebrew, on page 91.
English.
English.
You ask for the money back and you continue with somebody else. That's what you need.
They can hear me without the mic. Hey,
Yeah, I'll help you.
sometime afterwards.
Get the money back. Or I'll get somebody from the office. I'll get somebody. We'll talk tonight at 10 o'clock. Goodbye.
The king's servants ended and said, let beautiful young virgins be sought out. Let your majesty appoint officers in every province of your realm to assemble all the beautiful young virgins at the forest Shushan, in the harem under the supervision of Ahayem, the king's eunuch, guardian of the women. Let them be provided with cosmetics. Let the maiden, pleases your majesty, when you say about the proposal, please the king, and he acted upon it. In the fortress, Shushan lived a Jew by the name of Mordecai, son of Jonathan, son of Kish, Benjamin. Kish had been exiled from Jerusalem in a group that was carried as exile along with King Jeconiah of Judah, which had been driven into exile by King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon. He was foster father to Hadassah, that is Esther. His uncle's daughter, for she had neither father nor mother. The maiden was shapely and beautiful, and when her father and mother died, Mordecai adopted her as his own daughter. When the king ordered an edict proclaimed, and when many girls were assembled in the fortress under the supervision of a guy, Esther, too, was taken into the king's palace under the supervision of a guy guarding women. The girl pleased him and won his favor, and he hastened to flourish with cosmetics and harassments, as well as the 7 maids were her due for the king's palace. And he treated her and other maids with special kindness in the harem. Esther did not reveal her people or her kindred, for Mordecai had told her not to reveal it. Every day, Mordecai would walk around in front of the court of the harem to learn how Esther was faring and what was happening to her. When each girl's turn came to go to the king Ahasuerus at the end of the 12 months of treatment prescribed for women, for that is the period spent in beautifying them. 6 months with oil and myrrh, and 6 months with perfume, and and women's cosmetics. And it was after that that the girl would go to the king. Whatever she asked for, would you give it to her and take it from the harem to the king's palace. She would go in the evening and leave in the morning. Her second harem in charge, Shashgaz, the king's eunuch, guarded the concubine. She would not go again to the king unless the king wanted her, and she would be summoned by name. When the turn came for Esther, daughter of Ahayem, the uncle of Mordecai, who had adopted her as his own daughter, to go to the king, she did not ask for anything but a guy, king's eunuch, guarding the women had died. Yet Esther won the admiration of all the stars. Esther was taken to King Ahasuerus royal palace in the 10th month, which is the month of Agudath, in the 7th year of his reign. The king loved Esther more than any other woman, and she won his grace and favor more than all the virgins. So he set a royal diadem on her head and made her queen instead of Vashti. The king gave a great banquet for all his officials, including the banquet of Esther. He proclaimed a remission of taxes, provinces, and distributed gifts to the king. When the virgins were assembled the second time, Mordecai said, "I'll escape." But Esther did not reveal her kindred or her people as Mordecai instructed her. For Esther obeyed Mordecai's bidding, as she had done when she was under his tutelage. At that time, when Mordecai was sitting in the palace gate, Bigthan and Teresh, two of the king's eunuchs, guarded the threshold, became angry, plotted to do away with King Ahasuerus. Mordecai learned of it and told it to King Esther, and Esther reported it to the king in Mordecai's name. The matter was investigated and found to be so. The two were jailed on the stake. This was recorded in the book of Annals.
Isaiah chapter 3 on page 94. And for pausing for a few of those asterisks. So we can look the whole. And the Rosh Hashanah pause for a few seconds. So we can load the whole. The Hebrew. So.
עובדי המלך אשר בשער המלך ומרדכי. מדוע אתה עובר את מצוות המלך? ויגמרו בהם אליו יום יום כי לא שמע להם, ויגידו להמן וירא המן וימלא המן מרדכי הגדול, הגידו לו את העם מרדכי, ותבקש המן בחודש הראשון, חודש ניסן בשנת 12 למלך אחשוורוש, שפיץ חוקו הגורל לפני המן. כלומר, ביום המן, לפני עם אחד, תורה בין העמים, בכל זאת מחוקך, ילדותיהם שונות בכל העם, ילדותיך המלך המשירי, ולמלך יצטרכו על המלחמה. אם אתה אומר, טוב, תסתכל בעבדם, ועשרת כמה שקל לשקול, אל תרצה מלאכה, להביא את בגזי המלך. ויעשה המלך את דעתו מעל ידו, וישנה להמן. ויאמר המלך להמן, כסף לפי לבד, שאמור לעשות פה עצור בידיך. וכמו סופר מלך ביום הראשון, בחודש הראשון, ב-13 יום, בואו להשתתף, כאשר השעה ציוון כמה דבר ועד פישונו, ושם המלך אחשוורוש נכתב ויחתם בטבעת המלך. ולשלוח ספרים ביד הנציב את כל מוסדות המלך להשמיד, להרוג, לאבד את כל היהודים מנהר ועד שכן צר אנשים ביום אחד ב-13 לחודש 12 מחודש אחד, וכולם נבוא בשם הנכתב להינתן גג בכל מדינה מדינה ומוי בכל העמים, להיות החוקים וזה הרצים לחוקים בדבר המלך לדעת את כל השישה מילה במלך והזמן.
Chapter 5. On the third day, Esther put on royal apparel and stood in the inner court of the king's palace, facing the king's palace, while the king was sitting on his royal throne, facing the entrance of the palace. As soon as the king saw Queen Esther standing in the court, he won his favor. The king extended to Esther the golden scepter which he had in his hand, and Esther approached and touched the tip of the scepter. What troubles you, Queen Esther? The king asked her. And what is your request? Even to half the kingdom it shall be granted to you. If it please your majesty, Esther replied, let your majesty and Haman come today to the feast that I have prepared for you. The king commanded, tell Haman Esther's big. So the king and Haman came to the feast that Esther had prepared. At the wine feast, the king asked Esther, what is your wish? It shall be granted to you. And what is your request? Even to half the kingdom it shall be fulfilled. My wish, replied Esther, I request, your majesty will do me the favor, if it please your majesty, to grant my wish and accede to my request. Your majesty and Haman I will prepare for them, and tomorrow I will do your majesty's bidding. Esther told Hathach to take back to Mordecai the following reply. All the king's courtiers and the people of the king's provinces shall know that in person and online. Oh. Hey, 1 second. Okay. Okay, ready? That day, Haman went out happy and lighthearted. But when Haman escaped Mordecai did not rise or even stir on his account. Haman was filled with rage at him. Nevertheless, Haman controlled himself. He sent for his friends and his wife Zeresh, and Haman told them about his great wealth and many sons, and all about how the king had promoted him, advanced him above the officials and the king's 28. What is more, said Haman, Esther gave a feast, and besides the king, he did not have anyone but me. Tomorrow, too, I am invited by her along with the king. Yet all this means nothing to me every time I see that Jew Mordecai sitting in the palace gate. Then his wife Zeresh and all his friends said to him, let a stake be put up, 50 cubits high, and in the morning ask the king to have Mordecai impaled on. Then you can go gaily with the king to the feast. The proposal pleased Haman. And he had the stake put up. That night, sleep deserted the king. Sorry.
He turned the book of referencing and it was brought and it was read to the king. There it was found written that Mordecai had denounced Bigthana and Teresh, two of the king's minions, who guarded the threshold, who had plotted to do away with King Ahasuerus. What honor or advancement had been conferred on Mordecai for this? The king inquired. Nothing at all has been done for him, replied the king's servants who were in attendance on him. Who is in the court? The king asked. For Hamas. He had prepared for him. It is Haman. Said the king. Haman. The king has driven, and on his head a royal diadem has been set. And let the entire and the horse be put in charge of the king's fellow courtiers. And let the man whom the king desires to honor be entire parade on the horse to the city square. For they proclaim before it. This is what is done for the man whom the king desires to honor. Quick then, said the king to him. So this is what is done. Desires to honor me. Then Mordecai returned to the king's gate. Well, Haman. He said, why that saying? While they were still speaking with him, the king's eunuchs arrived and hurriedly brought Haman. I read and then class. You have yourself. Yeah.
It shall be granted to you. What is your request? You can have the kingdom and shall be. We ask for reply, and your majesty will hear the favor, your majesty. Let my life be granted, accept my petition, and my people at my request. For we have been told by people and I, as we have destroyed, massacred, and exterminated. And we only were told in bondmen, I would have kept silent. The adversary is not worthy of the king's trouble. Thereupon he knocked off sparrows, demanded of the answer, who is he and where is he who dares to do it? The adversary and enemy by Esther is the evil Haman. Haman. So that is my own house. And do this word we can get. And he was sure get put up for one. Very ugly.
Get it to my parents, get the property to Haman. What happened for Esther at the deal, he was going to her. He knocked off his reins, he was taken back from Haman. He gave the deceitful hands of the first evil, caused by Haman. The three from that patient said about eight of that warned her. One is favor. In presence of Christ and majesty, by engaging you, matches the witness, and community those written by Haman. My friends, and the doctor, all my people. I'm not there to see this. Then he appears after the Jew and giving Haman it's the display was burning, in, I mean, good kind of burning in the
The Jews subject to the sword, sign before they weaken their will and I think I'm right. They got this wrong. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. I apologize.
It's Torah.
Yeah, Torah. The couriers melted on royal thieves, went out and urged haste at the king's command. And the decree was proclaimed in the fortress of God. More that the king's peace and royal live, to the one, the foundation crown of gold and mantle of fine linen and purple wool. The city of the town went with joyous cries, the Jews enjoyed it, light and gladness. Happiness is our, and every public, every state, in the king's command with good lives, there was gladness and joy among the Jews, a feast in the house. And many of the people going on to country the Jews, the field the Jews that fall upon them.
The tradition is you say all of him and son's names of chapter 7 in one breath. Rabbi Luther, can you do that?
I think I can.
All right.
Blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Okay.
And so, on the 13th day of the 12th month, that is the month of Adar, the king's command and decree will be executed. That very day, on which the enemies of the Jews had expected to get them in their power, the opposite happened, and the Jews got their power. Throughout the provinces of King Ahayem, the Jews mustered in their cities to attack those who thought hurt, and no one could withstand it. Fear had fallen upon all the people. Indeed, all the officials of the provinces, the satraps, the governors, and the king's stewards showed deference to the Jews because the fear of Mordecai had fallen upon them. For Mordecai was now powerful in the royal palace, and his fame was spreading through all the provinces. The man Mordecai was growing ever more powerful. So the Jews directed their enemies with the sword, slaying and destroying. They wreaked their will upon their enemy. In the fortress, Shushan, the Jews killed a total of 500 men. They also killed Parshandata, Dopa, Spata, Porata, Adalia, Virata, Paramasha, Arisai, Aridai, and Basata. And kept themselves double. Well, when the number of those slain in the fortress of Shushan was reported on that same day, and the king said to Queen Esther, in the fortress of Shushan alone, the Jews have killed a total of 500 men, as well as the 10 sons of Haman. What then must they have done in the provinces of the realm? What is your wish now? And what else is your request? Correct? It shall be fulfilled. If it please your majesty, Esther replied, let the Jews of Shushan be permitted to act tomorrow, also as they did today, and let Allah in order that this should be done. The decree was proclaimed in Shushan Haman. Mustered again on the 14th day of Adar, and slew 300 men in Shushan, but they did not lay their hands on the file. The rest of the Jews, those in the king's provinces, likewise fought for their lives. They posted their enemies, killing 75,000 of their foes. This is a children's story, don't forget. But they did not lay hands on the spoil. That was the 13th day of the month of Adar. And they rested on the 14th day and made it a day of feasting and merrymaking. But the Jews in Shushan mustered on both the 13th and 14th days, and so rested on the 15th day and made it a day of feasting and merrymaking. That is why village Jews
The unwalled towns observe the 14th day of the month of the Adar, make them your feasting, and the holiday, and an occasion, and he gives to one another. Mishlach Manot. Mordechai reported these events, and he sent dispatches to all the Jews throughout the province of Pharaoh, near and far, charging them to observe the 14th and 15th days of the Adar every year. 8 days on which Jews enjoyed relief from foes, and the month which had been transformed for them from one of Greek mourning to one of festive. They were to observe them as days of feasting and merrymaking. That's why we drinks in the library. You go get one right retired. And as occasion, many gifts to one another and presents to the poor, the Jews accordingly assumed an obligation that which they had begun to practice with Mordecai, which Mordecai prescribed for them. For among Agudath, of all the Jews, and blood is for the Jews that had cast before, that is the lot, with intent to crush and exterminate them. But when Esther came before the king, he commanded with the promulgation of this decree that the evil plot which he divided against Jews would dwell on his own head. So they impaled him and his sons on the stake. For that reason, these days all remain pouring after floor. And you then all the instructions in this said letter, and what they have experienced in matter was all of them the Jews took and irrevocably obligated themselves and their descendants and those who might join them to observe these 2 days. This is a long chapter. In the manner prescribed in by each year. Consequently, these days are recalled and observed in every generation, by every family, every province, and every city. And these days of glory shall never cease among the Jews, and memory of them shall never perish among their descendants. Then Queen Esther, daughter of Abihail, wrote a second letter of form for the purpose of confirming with full authority. Sounds like the Wizard of Oz. Full authority and confirmation of the Jew. Dispatches were sent to all the Jews in 127 provinces of the realm of Pharaoh, the ordinance of equity and honesty. These days of Purim shall be observed at their proper time, as Mordecai the Jew and now Esther is obligated to do, and just as they have assumed for themselves and their descendants an obligation of the fast, with the limitations and Esther's ordinance validating these observances of Purim, must read it in a scroll.
Chapter 10. Okay. All right. Chapter 10, page 1.
למלכי יהודה פרס, כי מרדכי היהודי, משנה המלך אחשוורוש וגדול היהודים, ורצוי לרוב אחיו, דורש טוב לעמו, ודובר שלום לכל דרעו.
So to say again, so Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, tzidkenu, Adam letidenu, v'atokev et yitadmenu, v'mishalem gavul lekol oivei nashenu, v'hanifra lanu mitzarenu. Baruch atah Adonai hanifra le'amot Yisrael mipo zarehem ha'el hamoshiach. Okay, so that concludes our Megillah reading. Thank you. Thank you. We're not we continue in our books. We'll be later on page 281. These books, page 281. Seated. This, today, we observe the York sites for Samuel Blitz, David Kolek, Meyer Passover, Harold Lichtenstein, Anne Litvak, Lillian Rubenstein, and Sarah Abramson. So Isaac E. Capilotto and Paul Clark. So that they are the mother, Paul Clark is the mother and father of Martin Clark and his wife Susan Rose Clark. And we remember them. They wrote a nice letter, and so I want to say their memory be for a blessing. And we also, she's not being spared, but we also remember our beloved Terry. We continue with the Mourner's Kaddish on page 282. Yitz Gadal, Yitz Gadash, Shamei Rabah, V'yama, Yivra, Sirutei, V'yamlich Machutei, V'chayechom, V'yamechom, V'chayei Tefovei Israel, V'adalah, V'zman Karim, V'ibru, Yehei, Rabah, Rabah, Le'elam, V'neil Maya, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitba'ar, V'yitraman, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitaleh, V'yitalal, Shemei Kudusha, Le'elav, Minko Birchata, V'shirata, Tushbichata, V'nechamata, Ta'amiram, V'yama, V'imru, Osei Shalom, Ma, Hu Ya'asei Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Amen, amen. So we have announcements. I'm really thrilled to see so many people in the synagogue from the greater Montgomery area and Temple West Four. And it's just wonderful to see everyone together. And I hope there's got a beautiful dinner coming up. It smells delicious. And we've got karaoke afterwards. I hope you'll come. I hope you'll sing. So we'll sing along with you. There's no talent needed. Talent is nice. Not needed. We will sing and we will have a great time together. This firm is for fun and community. We're going to sing. Our own Tina McManama is going to help us finish up. Does anybody have any announcements before we start with the Donut? No? Okay. So, we finish up with a Donut. We're going to do. Where's your hand? Thank you. 211. We're going to do it to Leonard Cohen's team in the spirit of karaoke. First, we'll do it in Hebrew, and then we'll do it in English to Leonard Cohen's tune of Hallelujah. God is so and all is people believe, believe that's in eternity. God is unique. Thou fear with none at all. Be there without being my sensitive. Still she is distressed, my shelter short. With the tree of land, when it lasts by place of there, I like to get when I sleep, as when I bed, God is with me. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.